Hey guys, it's Kelly in California, and I'm a budget gardener. I've always been a budget gardener. I splurge every once in a while, like on the pots. But to be honest, I try and save money wherever I can when it comes to the garden. If anything good came from the tree trimmers, is that I did get some mulch. And so I spent a good part of yesterday mulching the entire garden, well, just about all of the garden, and using those resources that were free and spreading those around the garden, trying to improve the soil in the garden. And so hopefully that works. I did have an appointment at 10:30, and that was to go and pick up some plants that I had purchased through the Master Gardeners program. And they were having their annual fall sale. And so I had ordered some online and went to go pick those up. I got to speak to some of the ladies who were working there as part of the Master Gardeners program. And that was a lot of fun, talking to them about gardening and getting some tips and hints and asking questions with the Master Gardeners there. And one of the things that they asked at the table was, would you be interested in becoming a Master Gardener? And I just said, yes, I am interested. And I signed up on that sheet. And so that's a little scary for me because I'm not wanting to go back to school or anything, but I do want to learn how to garden better. And what better way than to learn through the Master Gardeners program? And Master Gardeners have programs in the United States, I think Canada. And if you use your browser, just type in Master Gardeners program near me, you can find out more about the Master Gardeners program too in your area. They're a wealth of information. They even have a spot on our online tools where you can go and you can ask a Master Gardener a question or a concern about your garden, and they'll get back to you. So really helpful. They also have some classes that they give to help the community, and you go and find out things about soil amendment and native plants, and just different topics that are helpful in the garden. So I'm excited about that. I'm hoping to be able to go to one of those soil amendment classes pretty soon because definitely need the help with the soil here. I need to figure out a way to help this garden in the summertime when it gets so dry. What happens, it seems like, the soil here is so sandy, and then it dries so badly that it just forms a sandstone. And it is a stone. And so when you have plants in the ground and those roots are trying to grow, they're hitting rock walls basically. And so that's the way I'm looking at it. That's what's happening in the summertime in the garden. And so I need to see what I can do, if there's anything I can do to prevent that from happening in the future. So that's one thing. I'm always learning about gardening every single day that I'm out in the garden or talking to other gardeners. So really important to get out there in your community and talk to other gardeners and learn. So there's a lot of people out there with experience, and it's very helpful to get out and ask questions and gain from their experience. So definitely something to look into if you're interested is Master Gardeners programs. I have cosmos that are in the most awkward places in the garden. You got to walk around them, but I'm not pulling them because they're really very pretty. And one of them is really pale pink and really pretty, and it just has so many buds on it. So pretty soon it's going to have tons of flowers. So that's pretty exciting. You got to look for those exciting things in the garden. Every day when you come out to the garden, it's so exciting because something's new, something's popped up, something's budding, something's flowering. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I did get a few more birdhouses for the garden. They're hanging up just on the outskirts of the garden by the cactus patch. I like my birdhouses. I have them throughout the garden. These are the newest. So new birdhouses in the garden. I got 2 more birdhouses. One is hanging and the other is hanging on the other side of the cactus patch, just on the outskirts of the garden, with one of the older ones that I have. I love the birdhouses in the garden. Not sure that the birds use them, but I like them for decorative reasons. I planted some mums in some of my raised beds, and those went in and they're doing well so far. And now I have more mums and various other plants that I need to also plant in there. So that's something I got to get to this week and get them watered in and their roots established, and hopefully they do well while I'm gone. I do have more mulch that I want to spread in different areas of the garden that I haven't done yet. So we'll see how much I get to this week. And what I have lined up in future projects when I get back from my trip. I did speak to Kathy, my friend Kathy, and I'm going to do a follow-up video. Kathy's garden is a beautiful, beautiful video. If you haven't seen that, check that out. It's got a koi pond, and she has grapevines that run all through her garden, and it's really very beautiful. When I visited last time, the grapes were kind of dormant, but now they're still growing. She's got tons of grapes on them, and I want to get there and do a video with her soon, hopefully within the month, and take a look, and so you can see what it's like in its prime. It's really beautiful. I touched base with Manny at Nambaro's Mixed Nursery and hoping to do a video. He has another garden center in Gilroy now that he's involved with, and so I'd like to go out there and check that out. And so probably another Manny video coming up within the next month or two. I have a master gardener that I talked to who has a greenhouse, and I'd like to interview her. I think she's game for that, so we'll see about that. That's exciting. I love to do interviews, love to sit down with people and talk gardening. That's one of my favorite things to do as far as videos. I plan to do another propagation video this week. Blue chalk sticks, and I think they're little fingers, and they are very similar types of plants and grow in the same conditions and can even grow right next to each other and be happy as can be. They're very similar though, but the colors are just a little bit different. One is the blue chalkstick, a bluish green, and the other is more of a kind of a lime succulent. And so in contrast, you can plant them to grow together, and they both have very similar growing habits, so they do well together. And so I plan on putting that together, really super simple propagation video. So I'll be doing that midweek. And I hope everybody's gardens are doing well. Drop me a line down there if you have any questions about any of the plants that you see in my garden, anything that you would like to see propagated. And if I can, I will do that for you. The rock purslane, the bright pink flowers are almost always flowering. They are right now. And I trimmed them back when I did the cactus patch rehaul, and they're coming back and blooming again. They never really stop. That's the one thing about that rock purslane. You got to keep on top of it though, but they are really beautiful blooms and add a lot to the garden, and that's why I have them on the perimeter of the gardens. I have several plants that I'm going to be putting in the ground. They're in pots right now. Fall is one of the best times to put things in the ground to grow, and so I'm planning on transferring those into the ground in the next month or two and hoping to get those established and growing. I have a bougainvillea, and I have just a number of different plants that I need to put in the ground, so I'll be doing that soon. Well, I'm always propagating, so I'll probably be propagating some more of the cactus patch, cactus little pieces coming up here pretty soon, some that I can give away. So if any of you live in the area and want a piece of the cactus patch, let me know. I'll start to get some rooted here pretty soon. Just reach out to me, drop a comment down below, and I can have those ready for you. It takes a couple months for them to root, but I'll get them ready and put in the soil in some nursery containers here soon. So it only takes them a couple months to root really good. and then you can plant them in the ground or keep them in the pots, whichever you prefer to do. So let me know. So I have a lot going on in the garden right now, and I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so not getting a lot accomplished today. Yesterday I spread that mulch and got that done. Went and picked up my new babies at the Master Gardener's sale. I have tons to plant and I have a week to do it. So I'm kind of on that edge. Like, do I plant them? Do I plant these plants or keep them in their nursery pots? So I may just leave them in the pots, try and find somebody to water them for me if need be the week that I'm gone, and then pick them up and put them in the ground when I get back. So it's good to have options. I did plant my lettuce and spinach and radish seedlings that I got started in the farm. I didn't plant all of them in case they don't make it the week that I'm gone. I still have some left and can start again. And it's not a big problem because I can start more when I get back if I need to. I can direct sow. So doing okay there. And then I went to grocery outlet the other day and I picked up some more mums and various other plants. So I need to get those planted as well. So I have a lot on my list to get ready to go and a lot to do in the garden in the meantime. Plus work, and I've been working more hours the last couple of months, and so it's been a real challenge to try and get videos out and the gardening and everything done. So kind of juggling that. So bear with me with the videos. I know a lot of them are raw and maybe not a lot of editing, but yeah, bear with me on that. We've been getting different kind of weather every day here in California. On the Central Coast, we will have 50-degree weather one day with wet fog, and the next day it's 80 degrees, and it's flipping back and forth. Yesterday we had no sun at all, and today the sun broke through. So every day is different in the garden, and I'm not sure the plants know what to expect. I did do a couple more kokedama plants and got them hanging on the fence between the neighbors and here. And yeah, they seem to be thriving and doing really well, so that's good. This year I want to try and start sweet peas as soon as it starts to get cold here, which it doesn't get real cold here, but when the weather starts to get cooler and the soil is a lot cooler, I'm actually going to start my sweet peas very early this year and see how they do. So I'll put some direct sow some. I'll start some in paper towels and hopefully have better sweet pea season next year, because this year was the ones that I did have growing, the deer ate. And then I had one growing on the garden door and it just kind of fizzled out. It did bloom a little bit, but then fizzled out. So that's a bummer. But some years you have good years with plants and other years not so good. This year I do have some cosmos, not very many, but they are looking fairly good. The leaves down on the bottom get a little brown and I just usually trim those off, but the flowers, they're flowering, starting to flower now, just now, and usually by now they've already flowered. So it's a little different year in the garden this year. I have still more euphorbias that I need to move and find different locations for them in the garden, or probably the outskirts of the garden. I did have one of the master gardeners yesterday was asking if I had cuttings, and I said, yeah, but you really need to make sure where you put them because they get huge. So I'll be probably digging some of those babies out and putting them in nursery pots and giving away. So it's good to share, and gardeners always share. We like that. Thank you so much for joining me today on the channel, and I really appreciate it. Please hit the subscription button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot, and it really keeps me motivated to make more videos and to help you guys learn as I learn. Thank you so much and have a great day.